There's no inventory. You got some subdivisions sporadically gonna come up, but
It's gonna take a while for them
it'll
to
take
get.
18 months to get them all. Maybe 2 years. Well, some of the bigger ones will take a couple of years. Some of them are looking at 5, 7 years. But you know, Chatham County has no infrastructure on the western part of the county. Zero. Zero, JC. I don't understand what they were thinking. They should have run water down 64 a long time ago, shouldn't they?
I think they thought about it during that drought when they were buying water from us, but then it just went away.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like Liberty. They don't do it either. And they about went dry. They got down to 30 days, somebody told me. That's what happened. And Robbins, they
Same.
went dry. And the county had to put a line out there, emergency. And they had to work out to put some kind of line.
Yep.
To pay them back. I tell you one thing, JC, Ramseur, get a hotel now with that false thing coming.
Call this meeting, Town of Ramseur Commissioners, to order. All stand for the invocation of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, dear gracious Heavenly Father, for this time and for this day. Lord, we come just asking you to be with us tonight as we go and do the business of the town of Ramseur. Lord, help us to all be on one accord. And God, help us to remember why we are here and what our purpose is. We give you thanks for everything. It is in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Glad to have the Randolph County Manager with us tonight, Mr. Zeb Bolden. And the next thing we have is the consent agenda. Anybody have anything? If not, I would entertain a motion that we approve the consent agenda as written.
I make a motion. I'll second. Joy.
Okay, all in favor? Opposed, motion carries. Nobody for the public comment. The old business codification agreement for ordinances. Everybody got a copy of that, correct?
Yes.
Bob looked through it, the attorney looked through it, and there's a few little changes that we need to talk to the people about, and you give that copy to Carol, right?
Yeah, one of them says they held the offer open till July 2024.
Yeah, they had the
That
date
needs to be-
wrong.
Yeah, that needs to be 2025. They can assign that to one of 3 publishing companies. There's just
Yeah.
not that many that do it. And what they do, at least they put it together where people can look at it online and find it.
Yeah.
And that makes it user-friendly for citizens and developers and anybody else.
So what we need to do tonight is vote to go ahead with this thing pursuant to the changes that the attorney has suggested.
Was it $2,000? They let you do installments too, I think, three installments for payment.
Yeah,
Isn't that right?
over two budget
Yeah,
years.
40% up and then later.
So at this time, I would entertain a motion that we go ahead with this codification proposal for the ordinances.
Make a
I make a
motion.
motion to go ahead and approve it with the amended
Changes.
changes that Bob suggested.
Second.
Okay, is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries, so we'll,
Who was second? I apologize.
Jason,
Jason?
yep. So we'll get right on that one. Next is this North Carolina Transportation Biennial Cleanup Drive. Years ago, we used to participate in this every year. We got the orange bags and the vest and people, we got groups to pick up trash and that kind of stuff. And they also, you can get these little cards, like a postcard, that if you see someone throw out trash, you can write their tag number down on that and put it in the mail, and the Department of Transportation will write those people a letter about their littering habits. I mean, it's no penalty or anything, but they know that somebody's watching. But
If
I
you
was
get caught
wondering,
littering and get a citation and get
That's
convicted,
right.
it's 1 point on your driver's
yeah,
license. That means your
yeah,
insurance
if
goes
the
up.
right person
Right.
sees that there, and it can be from anywhere from $250 to $1,000 the first time, plus a point. Does you guys think that that's something we need to get involved in again?
A lot of trash around town.
If you look at my street at King Road, where they come out of Bojangles, and
Oh, yeah.
so with that, that would be the town. It would be we'll pick up trash all over the town,
yeah, it would be.
in the city limits.
We just get groups and together, they have to wear that vest and safety
Sometimes
equipment.
you coordinate that with the scouting group who will get merit badges if they do a civic
Yeah.
conservation project. And that way you have more hands and bags. You'd have to work with the group.
I just went and spoke with some Cub Scouts last night, so I could check with them and see what their connections are for some of the older ones.
So- And see that, now there's certain rules when you're doing this, like with minors and that kind of stuff, all that, all of you guys know that. But we'll check with them. I'll check with them, with the Department of Transportation about this. It's April the 12th to the 26th. So I'll call
Also,
them.
juvenile day reporting, I had a thought, juvenile day reporting, they would probably utilize some of their folks as well. In an effort.
They have to do community service. Yep.
I think it would be a good thing to get involved in,
I do too.
because we do have a lot of trash.
Yeah, it needs to be worked on again.
Yep.
Okay, I'll do some checking tomorrow.
Do we need to set a date, Mayor? You're gonna just kind of coordinate and see what people can do?
It's April 12th, so we'll get everything together and we'll talk about it. We got a budget meeting coming up soon, and we can talk about it then. The next thing. Comments from the mayor. The speed bumps on Liberty and Wright Street. You know what? A lot of people in town think that that's just an in-town business. That's the people that live in the corporate limits of the town of Ramseur's business. But this is the motoring public's business, because these streets are paved and kept up with Powell bill funds, and Powell bill funds come from tax money off gasoline taxes. And so all the motoring public have a say in this, and I get several phone calls not covered up with them, but 3 or 4 a week or so about these speed bumps. And I think the best solution is to take them up.
I agree.
And we need to get, while we're talking about the speed bumps, we're gonna talk about the speed limit signs. The Sergeant Moore and his deputy, they went around and they got the speed limits and all this on, and the names of the streets, and there was 36 streets that didn't even have speed limit signs. Okay, Jason tells me that in 2018, they voted to change all the speed limits, to make all the speed limits in the town of Ramseur, except on the state-supported streets, which are 35 mile an hour, to change them all to 25 mile an hour, except Main Street is 20 mile an hour. Moffett Street by Tim Cox is 15 mile an hour, and Brady Street extension between 22 and 64 at the funeral home is 15 mile an hour. Everything else in town other than state-maintained streets like Columbia Avenue, King Road, Coal Ridge Road would be 25 mile an hour. So I think that to make that, so we can put it in our codification records, we need to vote to make make those changes, because we could not find that ordinance. We couldn't find anywhere where they voted. But he said he remembered that, so, and they did put up, he said they bought signs and put up a bunch. But there's 36 streets without them, and we need to buy them. I reckon we'll have to call Carthage to get the signs made at the sign shop. They moved it from Ashboro, the sign shop from Ashboro to Carthage. But I think, don't you guys think it'd be proper for us to vote tonight to change those speed limits so it'll be on record, and when we have these codified, they can put that, because it has to be, that date needs to be on that codification. They put the date, the general statute, and the penalty.
I think we should. I mean, that way, you know, if the police officers get behind somebody and stop them, there's no speed limit sign. I think that's something that they need to know, the speed limit for that street.
Yeah. So I would entertain a motion first that we remove the speed bumps on Wright Street and Liberty Street ASAP.
I'll make a motion that we remove the speed bumps. Because didn't the fire department say at one time that it messes up their trucks and
Yeah, I
stuff?
got a letter. Jay wrote me a note.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Did I hear a second?
I second it.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. What was that, 4 to 1?
Number 4, you got additionals.
Okay,
What about the speed limit?
right, the next be the speed limit signs. I'm gonna make the motion that we change all the speed limit signs, make all the speed limits 25 mile an hour on all the town streets, omitting the state-maintained streets, to 25 mile an hour, except Moffett Street will be 15 from 22 to 64, and Brady Street will be 15 from 22 to 64, and Main Street will be 20 mile an hour.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
I got a motion and a second.
Joy,
Yeah.
It's one, who was
No,
second?
JC was one, Joy was
JC,
second.
yeah.
I'm not hearing y'all.
Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. So Carol, this date will be important because it'll have to be on there. Okay, now here's another thing we're gonna talk about. I've talked to the sergeant and several other people about the speeding. You know, we've had several people come to the board meetings to complain about speeders on Elam Avenue. And about the only way to stop it is at Kimry and Ridge is put a three-way stop. And at Bush and Holly Hill and Elam, put an all-way, four-way stop. So we need to have a public hearing for that. I would. Yeah. So before we just jump out and do it, we need to get those citizens over there involved in it.
Well, they had several petitions, I think, in the past to get speed bumps put in on those streets. And they were pretty much shot down because it was just not economical or whatever.
Yeah.
But the speed limit signs, or the stop signs are probably the best bet to slow people down. Because they gotta come to a stop, they gotta slow down.
Yeah.
And the school buses go through there faster than a lot of cars.
Right.
They scare us.
Stop signs are optional.
But I just wanted to, I just wanted to make that, the public aware of what we're thinking, and then we're gonna announce a date for a public hearing, and we'll see how that goes from there. Get the people in the neighborhood to voice their opinions. So if nothing else, let's see.
The late one.
We got yes. We got several things about the lake. On the 13th,
Skip,
wait a minute, on the 13th of March, what did he say, from 10 to 2?
Yes, I believe that's correct.
Wooten Company, the engineering firm that's looking after this Wolf Speed line and our Ramseur water revitalization at our lake, he wants to have a pig picking for those Wolf Speed people, for all the people that's involved in that. And I told him I was sure that the town board would agree to that. So we wouldn't, that particular day, we wouldn't close the lake. We would just cone off the upper parking lot and part of the lower parking lot for those people. He said be about 80 people probably, from 60 to 80, and use that one shelter there. So the lake could go on in its normal business and still accommodate those people. So, when did they want?
when did you say this was?
March the
The
13th.
13th of March.
Okay.
So what would be the pleasure of the board? Would you?
I make a motion that we allow Wooten Company to host the pig picking on the 13th of March
Yeah.
for
For Wolf Speed.
Wolf Speed.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? No discussion, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries, thank you. Okay. We skipped the budget
The
workshop.
budget workshop's good, yeah.
So don't let me forget it and we come back to it last.
Okay. There was another deal I got here, if I can find it. This, state and local government finance, it's the elected officials course, April the 2nd. The UNC School of Government is offering a fiduciary responsibilities local elected officials course on April the 2nd. The course will be held via Zoom from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. And it's $175 per person, up to 4 people, and after 4, it's 20% discount. Carol?
Yes, sir, that's correct. After five, not after 4. If you sign at 5, you get a 20% discount.
That's exactly what I said. 4 is $175 a piece, and the 5th one is 20% off.
Yes, I'm sorry.
That's okay. And like I said, it's April the 2nd, and it's via Zoom. And I would encourage all elected officials, and Carol and Debbie would love to come.
It says via Zoom.
Yep, and we can do it right here on this large screen TV. What do you think?
April 5th.
April 2nd?
Second. What time?
From 1 to 4.
I would be willing to attend.
JC, you enjoy it. You'd have to get off work, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't have to get off work, but I will have to check my schedule to see if I have patients. Sometimes I can work intermittently at the office in between, but I just have to check and see.
I can do it by Zoom. If I can't get off, I can probably do it on,
Okay, you can do it from your,
on my
okay.
phone or from.
Yeah, okay. Well, everybody, if everybody wants to do it, they can sign up and,
Well, just let me know and I can sign
Right.
us all up together so we can get the discount.
right. We'll get the discount and you can do it from wherever, right?
Yeah. And if enough of us want to come here, we can do it there. And if not, you can do it from your own computer.
Okay. So, is this something we need to vote on, or
I wouldn't think so.
general consensus, we'll do it?
Yeah, just everybody let me know. and
Okay.
I'll get us registered.
When do you need to know by?
As soon as you can.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. Next is the lake warden. The lake warden's job. Mr. Tim Phillips is with us. Here's the deal. He wants to, he's gonna mow both sides, just like the town. I went over with him, he and his partner, and showed him exactly, and of course, and he realized right quick that there's some painting needs to be done, and he's agreed to do the painting if the town pays for the paint. And he wants to bait sales. Of course, the machine, that machine will be just like it always was, right, Joey?
Right, yeah. What we do with the vending machine, I just had someone come in, as opposed to me buying the stuff and selling it there. It was basically cost effective and time effective for us just to let someone else take care of that, and they give us a percentage of the sales, so we don't have to touch a thing, so. And that'll be the same.
And his price is $45,000 a year.
Now, I know that's not in budget, because we absolutely did not put that in there, so I have to ask, where's that money, that difference coming from?
Yeah, we,
Are you gonna try and pull that from fund balance?
we're gonna have to, we'll have to do something. We'll have to get it, and then we'll straighten it out in the next budget.
But
How's that work?
But that includes mowing and,
Yeah,
43 hours, by the way.
I
say
know,
what?
I'm aware of what it is. I've been doing this for a minute.
I didn't hear you.
It's Parks and Rec.
The hours, he was explaining how many hours it takes.
Oh, yeah.
To run it. I'm aware.
Take general out, put it in Park and Rec.
Do what now?
Yeah, we'd have to, regardless of
3 cents or whatever.
who did it or how much they cost, we gotta come up with that money somewhere. And I don't know how much is in there, I hadn't even looked.
Well,
Do you have any idea?
I think. that's something-
As far as
something to look at
for-
the budget meeting, how you
Anything in the
this year.
Parks and Rec, in the, like,
Absolutely none, bare bones. We had it, yeah, we literally had it for what it was the previous salary from
What was the
previous year.
previous
and
salary?
I wanna say it's 33.5,
the last one,
is
28,
that right?
28,
Is
125.
it 28?
I think
Yeah,
it's
now
28.
Keith made 33.5, but see, there was a deal with the last people that it was
Oh,
28.5.
I remember now the,
Yeah. So,
28.5?
yeah. But, that's,
28, 125,
yeah, it was 28, 125.
125.
Yeah, that's what they did it for.
Yes.
But
that's like 17 grand we gotta come up with.
say what?
That would be $17,000 we have to come up with, difference
Yeah,
from what was allocated.
yeah.
It's a lot of money.
But that'll free up the town crew. See, they work out there, it takes them all day to do that mowing, and it'll free them up. They can come up 64 and clean up those sidewalks and trim those grass off the curbing and
That's something, and this is probably out of place, but that's along the lines of it. You know that sign that said the quick check's been knocked down for about a year now? Why are we not have that thing put up? I know it was an insurance issue and there was a, way for that kind of thing,
ask
but I'm
Carol,
curious why.
ask Carol how many times I've asked that question.
Because it's ridiculous. It's an eyesore.
And Bean Signs was supposed to come out and look at it. I haven't followed up as I should.
Well, I think
And we
what,
talked about moving it because it keeps being knocked
Knocked
down in
over,
the
yeah.
spot that it's in.
well, I think what we need to do, if we're not gonna do anything else, is go take it up. Cause like Joey said, it looks ridiculous.
Yes. That might be our best
And
bet
then-
until we decide what.
And then we can decide what to do with it.
All right, so Mayor, let's go back to the,
Lake Warden,
yeah, Tim, again, I'd like to know what all him and his partner are willing to do. I understand he's willing to mow
right?
over there, which it costs our, people have been mowing over there, correct? Doing
Right.
all the mowing.
Yeah, right.
Right. Okay, and what else is he willing to do?
Run the lake. Just do the normal duties over there, right? Of course, he's gonna sell bait and probably some tackle and, of course, he's gotta have the liability insurance and just the CPR stuff.
Is he certified now?
Not yet,
Okay.
not unless he did it since I talked to him.
There's an online course that both me and Kelly are gonna do. Both of them.
Craig told me, Mayor, he seems to have already left. Craig had told me that he talked to the people in the county that does those courses, and they said for 2 people that they would do it anytime they work with us on the date.
Okay, that'll be good.
Yeah, I would rather have just to be honest, working in the medical field, an actual physical class, and then you can do your 2-year refresher online, but just for,
I've taken it 5 times in the past, so.
It won't be any trouble to pass with it.
All right.
That's really, if you're talking about hiring somebody, you're looking at $70,000 a year. $75,000 a year. If you're talking about gonna take 2 employees, but you're talking about $150,000 a year.
You can do it online, but you have to go to the Red Cross or somewhere to do the compressions and stuff
Because you know they're gonna have a duck
to
bid.
get the full
They're gonna
certification.
have a duck bid. This is more.
Unless you've got an instructor or somebody,
Where's
you
the
know,
money
that you
coming
know
from?
that.
They're already asking, where's the money coming from? So.
Well, I mean, what we gonna do, close the lake?
That's what you're
Well,
hearing,
we got
yes.
to get the money from somewhere. Where do you think it's gonna come from?
Correct. Right, there would be no
I'm
changes,
not
the
the one that's
requirements are
gonna have the
exactly
issue.
the same. They still have to have $1 million insurance policy
I
and their
mean,
CPR.
it don't even make sense, JC. I mean, we can't close it, we gotta.
If you close the
it's gotta
lake,
be
the
open.
citizens will crucify you.
Huh?
If you close the lake, the citizens
That's
will
a,
crucify
that's
you.
a fact.
Gotta
I have
find,
no issue, but you've already had discussion about where the money coming from.
Well, where do you think it would come from?
I don't have a problem, Mayor, but we don't, I don't want to be an issue down the road that we hear about later.
Well, I can stand it,
I can too.
all right?
So are we voting on him tonight, or are we, what are we doing?
We need to, so he can start to work.
I also own a beauty salon in town, I can throw in a couple of haircuts. Inside of it too. That's the mayor, I'll throw in for free.
We can't do that, that's illegal.
That's exactly right, it's unethical. It goes back to that class you have to take as soon as you're elected.
We can't even talk about that kind of stuff, Tim. It's illegal.
Okay.
And I did talk to somebody that was interested in leasing it, but, you know, if y'all want to do that next year, we could have a little more time. I think that's going to be maybe a little more complicated. But
Yeah.
that would clearly save the town some money.
Okay, what are we talking about here? The leasing,
The last meeting,
I wasn't here, I'm sorry.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Where a private company would lease it, you know, for $1 or something, and then they would maintain everything, but, you know, they would have to generate revenue, so, you know, I don't know if they would, obviously they charge the fish and charge for bait, you know, they may have some concerts there, they sell refreshments, et cetera. It'd have to be revenue generating, and the first person I talked to, that was their main concern, is that, you know, no offense, but the town would get involved and stop the revenue generation, and then it doesn't work. You know, it doesn't work if they're not producing revenue. But, you know, just something to think about. Maybe next year's a better time for that, but, you know, it would save $45,000 to the town and still keep the lake open.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You know, it's a drinking water reservoir, and if you look back, it's never made a dime. Now, you're gonna hear people say, oh, yeah, we made $9,000. If you figure the upkeep of that lake, what it costs to mow and all that stuff, it's went in the red every year, not just $300 or $400. We're talking about tens of thousands of dollars. Every year it's in the red. And that's just part of it. That's just the way it goes. But we definitely gotta keep it open, just like JC said. I don't want them coming up and drowning me because I closed the lake.
I have a question. So if we go with this gentleman here and hire him, then that's an indefinite until we fire him or he quits or something. That would be ongoing from now on.
No, it's just a year contract.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes up for a renewal every year.
So it's realistic then that next year we can entertain this guy.
Yes, there always has to be bidding done at the lake.
Say what now?
Bidding for the job.
Not necessarily. not necessarily, for 16 years, we didn't have we had one warden and he passed away and we got another one and it was never put up for bid from that time till I don't know what happened. I left in 2010, he was still there.
So you're saying then that it's not gonna be a one-year contract?
No, it'll be a
be a
one-year
one-year
contract,
contract.
but if this guy's doing a satisfactory job and everybody's satisfied, there's no need for it to be opened up and bid again. I don't think there's anything in the general statute that says we have to.
I'm just trying to clarify, because
Yeah,
it sounds to me like, I don't know the whole thing there, and I'm not looking at it.
See, we talked to some people about this before, about what he's talking about.
And my concern was to keep the lake open, so
Yeah.
I'm not trying to take anybody's job or anything. I'm just giving ideas to help keep.
Yeah, I understand
So,
that.
and I know there's financial, complications and so I'm just throwing out ideas and, I know I don't have time for it, but, I did talk to somebody and their main
Right.
concern was just to making sure it's revenue generating and they think they could be, with concerts and stuff like that, but obviously
But see, the money that the town's putting in Parks and Recreation is not enough anyway. This budget, we're going to have to make some changes on that. What is it, 3%?
I think it's been that way since
Oh,
the park was put in place.
I understand that. That's when it started.
So do we want to go ahead?
Yeah, what's
All
it?
right, I make a motion that we go ahead and contract with this gentleman,
Tim Phillips.
Mr. Phillips, that we would contract and start that contract beginning contingent with your CPR certification being completed, starting that in March.
Add a salary and, the other
Yeah, right, and the $1
condition
million
he'll be
insurance
doing the mowing,
policy. And
He's going to be doing the mowing.
highlight with his own equipment.
Right. He's got the mowers and the weed eaters. And
Yeah.
it'll free up it'll free up some employees to do other stuff that they really need to do.
He needs to have some kind of liability insurance.
Yeah, he's going to have $1 million.
Good. Make the town additional insured.
Right.
Policy.
Do we normally do a contract?
we do, all of this will be written out.
Yeah, it's all written out. It's all,
Paul, you can help us with that, right?
Yep. Yep.
yeah, the last couple had a contract. So you made that a motion? Mm-hmm. Do I hear a second?
A second.
All in favor? Opposed? Well, Mr. Phillips, you have a job.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Okay, the next,
If you would give Carol your email address before you leave, so we can thank you. And cell phone number would be great.
okay, look, this first budget workshop is February the 25th. Do you guys want to do it like we did last year? Every Tuesday till we get it done?
No,
That's too-
absolutely not.
Is that too
I
much?
won't go through that again, no.
We do have, if I might mention, Mayor, February 25th, Mr. Carrick's going to be here to present the audit, so that's already lined up. And March the 4th, the next Tuesday, it's already lined up with the dam removal people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're
Unique
supposed to
places
be
to,
events.
no,
So
that's
those
something,
two,
River
we'll
something.
schedule those two, and then y'all decide after that.
Okay, February the 25th and March 4th.
Yes, sir.
Well, we can schedule them like after each meeting, schedule the next one. It don't have to be,
I think that would be more effective for everybody.
it don't have to be every Tuesday or whatever. Because it did get to be a bit much. But we got it done. So the 25th, February 25th, and March the 4th, will that work with everyone? Because those people are, what's the name of that? Something River,
American Rivers,
say that again?
American Rivers.
Yes.
And when are they coming?
March 4th.
March 4th.
They couldn't make February 25th.
But February 25th, the auditor's gonna be, right?
Yeah.
What time on the 4th of March?
6:30, I told them both.
Did I get everything? So we can turn over on the back and do the reminders and announcements. February the 22nd, the Ramseur Community Museum's open from 10 to 4. 25th, a budget workshop at 6:30. The 26th, a planning and zoning meeting at 6 o'clock. The 27th, Ramseur Eastern Runoff Chamber of Commerce meeting. March the 17th, the ABC Board meeting. And March the 18th is a regular Ramseur Commissioners meeting. Anybody got anything they want to talk about? If you don't, I would entertain a motion that we adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second. I'll second.
All in favor? We are adjourned. Thank you. Appreciate everyone for being here.
You get stuff coming from Charlotte. What do y'all get down there?
Same as here.
Same.
It's not
And
much
what we're
different.
supposed to do tomorrow.
It starts there.